What's up, everybody? It's your boy, once again, Donovan, the Don of All Trades podcast. We're coming to you from the HTX. Today, my special guest is...
Just Deidre.
And our topic today, we are discussing women build from the top up, men build from the bottom up. So, let's start with the lady of the day. And what do we mean by that?
My understanding is that basically men will start with what they're attracted to first. So like the body and the face and how pretty she is.
Let's speak from the woman's point of view.
Huh?
Speak from the woman's point of view.
From a woman's point of view, I believe when they say women built from the top, they have all these ideas of what they want their ideal mate to be. Not necessarily the way they look, but what do they got good credit, their finances, and then of course their mentality. Can they carry on a great conversation? And, you know, are they funny? All these attributes that kind of make up the ideal person that they want. And then they may look at, you know, like, oh, he's cute, or I mean, they look at it, but it's not the main deal breaker, if that makes any sense.
So do you think majority of all women look at it like that, or is that just from your perspective? Do you speak
I actually don't agree with the statement. In my time of dating, which wasn't very long because I got married early, but, you know, that's not how it was for me. I just really didn't have like a long list of things that I wanted. I just found someone I connected with. I don't know what it was, like a spark, and then we started talking and we started dating. And it wasn't all like, you know, they had this hot body. Most of them were fairly attractive, but none of them were like, most of them weren't like 10s. Right. So,
well, I think speaking from a guy's perspective, most of the guys, yeah, we look at physical first, but of course we don't really know what's in that woman's head. You know, when we looking at her, it's usually
care?
Yeah, of course. Well, some of us care.
Oh, okay.
If you're looking for a mate, I would say if you're looking for a mate, then yeah, I think it definitely matters. If you're not, let's just say from a dating aspect.
Okay.
First thing men look at is body when she's walking towards you. You're looking at the face. You're looking at the front, checking out, make sure her curve's right. Then when she walks past, bye out. It's gonna be it's gonna either be a surprise or it's gonna be a letdown.
Really?
Yeah.
Not all men are butt men. We should say.
No, not. But from the front, that's your first perception of that woman is what she looks like in the face. Can you deal with her face? Some dudes actually don't even look for 10s or look for the top of the line in the face. They just look for the body to find out if she's, you know, if they want to hump or not.
Is that what it starts? Is that what it starts with? Just, can I get down?
Okay, let's say like this here. Some guys, when they looking for wifey, or they can automatically determine, man, that's a wifey type for me. Not even really knowing what's in her head.
How the hell do they know?
Well, because of the first physical attraction, they be like, that's wifey right there. Like, she bad. Like, if she got the complete package, body-wise.
But they got a lot of bad girls out there
who
aren't wifey. Well, let's not call it wifey material. I don't even like that term.
Okay. Let's say woman that he would wife.
Well, how do you know? Like,
they don't know. That's just
that?
The point. That's why we're talking about men build from the bottom up. Because most men, it's all about physical attraction from the beginning. They don't really care about what's in her head at the moment. Because if she turns out to be a dud, they hit and move on.
Yeah, but I feel like guys will kind of ride with that dud based on...
Some of them will. But a lot of them won't. The guy that really cares about, okay, I'm looking for a stable, minded mother for my child. If they're looking to have a kid or not, or someone to bear their children.
Maybe that's where it is.
And it just depends on what stage that men are within their life. If they're just in that player mode, then it's all about the body, and they don't really care about the rest. She can be dumb as a rock.
Well, I mean, it's like that for women too. So I agree to a certain extent that women do build from the top, especially when they're in their 30s and beyond, because that's usually when the woman already is kind of getting her shit together. She's already kind of in a state, you know, she's maybe has some damage, she has some baggage, but also she got herself together. And then, so they want all of these attributes that they already have from the guy, from her mate. They want an equal partner.
Then
but when you're in your 20s, it's different.
All right. But that's the problem. I think that's where we need to come to an understanding of where most women get that out of their system at an early age and they go buck wild. And
what do you mean? In your 20s?
Buck wild, yeah. They usually sex drive off the chain.
That's not when a woman's sex drive.
I know it's not. I know it's in their 40s and so forth.
Yeah.
But a lot of them get out there and get some mileage put on them. So
mileage.
They get some mileage put on them.
Is what we're calling
and then
it?
There's another thing. See, guys don't necessarily have to deal with this, even though it's a deal breaker for some women. Then all of a sudden, they get the mileage put on them. They learn and go through their mistakes and go through all these different things with all these different, like the bad relationships. And next thing you know, they got baggage, they got crotch goblins, and so
not
forth.
everyone ends up with kids. That's
why not? I'm saying a lot of them don't.
Oh, okay.
But the ones that do, then they expect to still find a man to deal with that baggage or the repercussions of what you've done in the past.
You're taking this all the way into a different area.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying. But most men look at it as if, okay, say we're people in their 30s. That's when they usually, especially nowadays, they're trying to settle down after they 30, 40, or whatever. Think about how many women go through some of the things. And I'm just speaking from the average guy's perspective. Most of those guys don't really want to deal with what that woman has already been through. Now, there are good women that keep their shit right all the way until they get ready to get married. And don't allow people to put baggage on them, bad relationships. They shake it all off. And come, by the time they get in their 40s, clean slate, everything's still good, and they top-notch material. Yeah, you got top-tier material. You got the ones that got baggage and goblins, and next thing you know, and you can't turn around and expect them guys, like, I'm catch, I'm a 10, I'm a dime, and this and that, but then you got baggage, but then you look at this speckle in this other guy's eye and be like, he got this, or he ain't even got this, all his shit together, and I want a baller. And
so
help take care of these kids, I mean, it's just, but I
get it. I don't subscribe to that mentality but I know that there are women who are like that out there who will judge you based on some shit she's already dealing with.
Right.
Like, she's like basically saying, you can't have that, but I have all this other stuff.
Right.
You have to deal with.
And there's guys with plenty of kids that end up coming into a relationship and they want a girl with none so they can start fresh.
You know what? And a lot of men are finding that. They're finding that girl who'll take... Women aren't that limited. Men are more limited in that area.
You know why? Because guys don't really want... Guys are territorial. Guys don't really want another man older or lingering. You know how... I'll put it like this. And I know this sounds crazy. I'm just say from like a guy's perspective. They think about... when a dog takes a leak in his territory and he takes a piss and then the other dog come back sniffing like, I don't want that. I don't want to pee right here. And they go find their own territory or they'll remark the territory.
I know how it works, yes.
Okay. Unfortunately, guys are like that too. So with that being said, most of the guys are like, I don't really want to deal with this woman with 6, 7 kids.
Why are you saying 6, 7?
Okay.
Most people don't have 6 or 7 kids.
Some of these girls
Most women, statistically, the statistics around kids is you have about 2.5.
Okay, even 2. That's too many.
But it's no such thing as a half, so I'm around 2.
Okay, and 2 is too many at times. And then I'm gonna tell you something. What's funny? Most guys are real shallow. If your kid ugly, they don't want to take care of your kid. Or they'll just deal with it. If you got an ugly kid, it's easy to take care of that child if that child is cute.
Oh my God.
I know this sounds crazy, and I'm just speaking from and I ain't saying from my perspective, I'm just saying from guys that I know that I've dealt with, they'll tell you that it's easier to love that child if that child is cute. But if you done went around and messed around with, your sugar daddy and you got pregnant by him and you got the little ugly little kid, that man got to deal with them repercussions.
Okay.
Anyway, long story.
To get back to the subject at hand, because we're talking about, accepting like kids and stuff like that. You're saying guys don't want that, right? And women,
a lot of guys don't.
Women are more open to it. They end up more open to it as they get older and realize the pond, I guess you'd say, is not a lot. There's not a lot of fish that they would be interested in. Maybe they have all this other stuff, and the guy has 3 kids from a previous marriage. They're like, well,
then they say they don't want no baby mama drama, which I can understand.
Who?
The women.
I mean, that's the thing. Baby mama drama is usually caused when there are still feelings between the woman and the man. There is some feelings on one side or the other.
So basically they move too fast before they jump into the next relationship.
Right. And if you have a man who does have a baby mama and has those kids and everything, but they don't have that type of relationship where they're connected to each other still, then your man will draw that line and draw that boundary. So it's up to your dude to kind of basically put his foot down around that. And it's up to the woman also to be open. The fact that you're not going to be the only woman in your kid's life. And that is that's hard to bear for any mom.
Okay. And the same thing with the men. Most of the men you feel like, well, especially if it's the female, like you have a daughter and then this other guy's take you around your child. You don't know if this dude's a pedophile or not. Or, and then I guess that's a concern for most men.
That's a concern truth of the matter is a lot of child, molestation and stuff like that. I don't know why we're on this subject.
It's just a part of the situation.
Yeah, but it happens from people who are part of your circle. So part of your family, friends. So yeah, you have to be cognizant of that for sure. But you should be able to trust the person enough to, for them to vet the people that they're with properly.
But what if they're blinded by what they're going through? Like, the sex. A lot of women get blinded by sex and
do they?
Yeah, they do. And the guy, both. That comes from both parties. But guys do too. And then somebody leaning on you and smashing, putting it down, and
oh yeah,
you lost it. You like, man, all I'm thinking about is ding-a-ling, and you don't know if this man in. Next thing you know, that man might be.
I feel like that's a lack of maturity too.
What?
I think that's a lack of maturity.
No,
for
a
sure.
lot of women go through that. It does
not mean that they don't go through it. It is a lack of maturity to not be able to differentiate or be able to have that. What is it called? To prioritize your feelings.
So you trying to tell me? One thing I always told one of my partners back in the days. As a matter of fact, I tell any of them. When they ask for my advice, hey man, what should I do about this? What's that? I tell them, man, I can't compete with no puss. Plain and simple. Like, and what I mean by that, no matter what I tell you, if you going over there smashing on that woman and she's getting into your feelings and your emotions, there's nothing anybody else can tell you as good advice to get through to you.
Well, you didn't say that. You said smashing it down and making it. It's different when you have invested your feelings. You're in love. You didn't say in love. In love. You
gotta be in love. You can just be in its first stages. Yeah. Yeah. When you first meet somebody, you head over here, you all googly. Next thing you know, somebody done put it down on you. Your head in the clouds.
Well, it's a risk you take, I guess.
Exactly. And so how do you vet somebody in that process and in thinking of your children? And I
think that you limit who gets to know your children. The time frame that
you keep your children a distance, but think about, on average, most women that go out on dates with guys, whatever, they don't really have a lot of people around them. Yeah, they can ship them off to their mama or whatever, but a lot of them say if they don't have people